Hello there, this is Honest Claude. I'm Eric Elliott, and this is my guest, Blake. Blake, would you like to tell the audience how we met?
Oh, did we meet like right outside this like Baltimore jazz thing? Forget
Yeah,
what it was called.
it was a small jazz event. It was in a predominantly black neighborhood, and they had art pieces inside of a little building, and that's where we bumped into each other. You saw that I was wearing a Star Wars shirt, and we got into a conversation. Uh, like that was the bulk of my dialogue of that day. Was just talking about Star Wars with you because
Yeah.
you're so passionate.
Let me get to know this guy. Maybe he knows something, or like it was cool to see like my Star Wars friend out there, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
You don't have too many people around you that are big into Star Wars.
I think I'm always like welcoming in new homies that love it, you know, or like people that I have yet to meet that like maybe we can bond more on it. Cause I think like I have my people, but it's like I also need new people, you know? Yeah.
You can never have enough.
I mean, I'm at like, let's see. I think I met like certain like in my life like just I've met a lot of people that like they're huge fans, and then like you meet some that are just like, yeah, I don't really care for that. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. But I'm a huge fan, and I think like Star Wars, even philosophically nowadays into my adulthood, has been really helpful. And then I think it's just like growing up, it was just like perfect timing as a millennial, like diving into the prequels, and I think some of those movies, and like especially like the first six, I like just feel like I don't know, they have such merit of entertainment, humor,
Right.
special effects. The art is just like just so impressive. So yeah.
And like I'm a little younger than you are, so like I was too early to go see the special editions in theaters, but I did grow up with them on VHS. And as a little kid, like I would watch them over and over again. And I went to go see uh, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. I already had VHS copy of Phantom Menace. I was too young to go see that one in theaters. And yeah, it is like an intrinsic part of like me and my personality. Like so often I'll be watching something else and like immediately I'm like, oh, that's like Star Wars. That reminds me of this blank thing from Star Wars. I think
Nice.
like
Yeah.
when you're obsessive with it, like it kind of gears your brain to that automatically. You can't really turn it off.
Yeah.
Now,
Did you get
this
to
is on
see
Claude.
the Phantom Menace?
Of
Sorry.
course, I will watch it on VHS, but I didn't see it in theaters. Like I was like real little.
They did like the remaster in theaters recently. Were you able to see
Um,
that?
I've never gone to any remasters.
No.
Like even like I remember like there was an announcement of the remaster that were going to re-release in theaters for like I remember
Yeah.
they did that with 3D, and I was already like a teenager by that point. I'm just like I can just go home and watch the DVD copy.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
They
why do I need to go to the
recently
theater?
they recently did Phantom Menace again and added some like extra details. It was really cool.
And now I'm at the point where I'm just like, well, I could just pop in Disney Plus and just watch it in the leisure of my home.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But you know, the name of this Star Wars channel is Honest to Claude, and you were asking, what is Claude, right?
Yes.
Okay. I know this could be a dumb question, but you definitely have seen Rise of Skywalker, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you remember early on in the movie? This was shortly after we get Kylo meet with the Emperor, and we cut to Millennium Falcon, and like we get the set piece of like them doing light speed skipping.
Ooh, my brain related to the Rise of Skywalker is bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, like you don't remember that it was Finn, Poe, Chewbacca were all on the Millennium Falcon, and Poe was like, "I'm going to do light speed skipping," and he just like kept going into like different sides of the galaxy to avoid the TIE fighters. In the Falcon, there is a creature that is shaped a lot like a malnourished Christmas tree. Like he is just like a big tall triangle. He's yellow. He has tendrils on his head, and he doesn't speak like everyone else speaks. He just kind of rawr rawr kind of thing. But apparently, this creature without arms or legs is a pilot and an engineer, and I find that fascinating.
Yeah, that's so true.
He looks a lot like a banana slug who was crossed with a man.
You said a what slug?
A banana slug.
Okay.
So
Cross with what?
Crossed with a man, like a regular human man. Like he has like big piercing blue eyes, and like I have many issues with the movie, even though like it's still part of me as a person. But I was constantly looking for things that I'm like, okay, I may not like this, but what do I love? What's the thing that's going to keep bringing me back? Seeing Klaud is the thing that's going to keep bringing me back. And shortly after the movie was released, that creature kind of became a meme where they would just post his face gawking at something, and it would say live slug reaction meme. It's so stupid. And I'm like, I don't understand, but I just think he's fun. And like, obviously, Honest to Claude is a clear, like joke of like honest to God expression.
There you go. Yeah, that's
So
good.
I put a halo over Claude's head in my logo.
Nice.
So it makes sense.
I like that. I wish I saw a picture of it before.
I promise that when this video goes out, I love putting in pictures. So everything that I'm like needs reference, I got covered, so you'll be able to see it
Perfect.
when I cut this down a little bit. The idea of following the prequels, which I was obsessed with as a kid, I remember distinctly that I did not want to believe my father after watching Attack of the Clones that Anakin is Darth Vader. I'm like, no, you're lying.
Wow, that's really cool.
I was like, I wanted the fake hair braid for the Padawan. I had his lightsaber swinging around, being a goofball at like 5 years old.
That's wild.
Yeah. And like when I was a little kid, there was nobody that could tell me. They couldn't convince me that Attack of the Clones wasn't one of the greatest movies ever. Like I was, like I hadn't really developed like true criticism brain yet.
It's crazy to me because like if I'm like really honest about my personal opinion, apart from the critics, apart from my own like just time spent watching those movies, like yeah, I do think Attack the Clones is like pretty impressive. Like it features so many like twists and turns. It's got like there is some humor behind the romance, but it's got romance and it's pretty beautiful, and it's also got like some what's that word, like almost like James Bond feel, where it's like very like secret agent vibes with
Right.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, it's very noir, especially the fact that he goes to a diner to get information.
Yeah,
He's out in the split rain, like that's very like 1950s kind of like crime mystery.
that opening, the like the music, with the chase scene in the beginning with Zam Wessel, and the mystery behind Jango Fett. Actually, I am a huge Jango Fett fan, and I played Star Wars Bounty Hunter so much. I probably in the past couple of years I even replayed it, and I'll probably replay it again and again because it's just it's kind of like a lost gem. But yeah, I think I agree with what you're saying. It's funny because it is a huge feat. They accomplished so much in one movie, but I'm a huge fan. I think they did an amazing job. The music was spectacular. I'm a big music lover, and that's kind of something I want to do more and more in my life. But yeah, it's cool to hear you say that.
You're just unlocking more ideas when you mentioned Star Wars Bounty Hunter, the video game. That's one of the games that I wish I had in my childhood because I know I would have loved it. There was plenty of other games I did have growing up. I've always been a diehard fan of the OG Psychonauts game. But
I never got to play it. I always wanted to.
That's one I would still recommend. Even if you got what do you call it, modulated it to a computer, or you just somehow tracked a re-release copy. It's a fantastic
Sure.
game in itself. But yeah, Star Wars Bounty Hunter is one I wish I would have had. I remember I was watching a gameplay of it. Almost 2 decades after it had been released, I'm like, "Oh, this is really cool," and this is fascinating. And just based on how they wrote it, was it Rosada Razi is one of my favorite Legends characters in Star Wars.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Raz.
Yeah, I just think she has a very fun personality. I like her snarkiness. I love that she has this kind of flapper outfit design, 1920s.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want to play it, I've got a copy.
I do know it has they did do the remaster. What was that? Just a couple months back, right?
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah,
they cleaned up the graphics.
I still have a PS2.
Yeah, they cleaned up the graphics. They mastered the audio.
Nice.
It looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like they just polished it. Sometimes when they try to remaster a game, it looks like almost nothing like how it used to. I think they go a little too overboard. I think a great example of that is what they did with the San Andreas re-release game. They try to make it look too much like a modern game.
Sure. Yeah.
So anyway, have you watched any of my videos before?
Oh no.
Don't worry.
So sorry.
You're not the only guest that's been on my channel that hasn't seen my videos.
I know about your T-shirt designs.
Yeah, and I could give you some pointers of how to upload. So I've been running my channel for I guess about 2 years now, and I got inspired to do it because I started interacting with a Star Wars YouTube channel called Streaming Star Wars Network, aka SSW Network. I'm not sure if you've heard of them. They're a small channel, and they used to do every week. They would do call-ins, like how they do sports radio.
Okay.
And they just want their fans to talk to them and maybe have a video recording of themselves. And I was on there so often, and I didn't miss any weeks that I became nicknamed. I was dubbed the Kyle Ripken of SSW Network because my record was so stellar.
Heck yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I've had those 3 guests, those 3 hosts on my channel before, there's a couple of the channels that they are like, interacted with or they're tangentially connected to. Like there's another channel called Baraxium, and there's also Bombadcast. I would, if you're someone that just like wants to have a fun time, hear nerds talk about nerd shit, and you can interact with them. These are the 3 channels I would like recommend very very quickly. And like most of the people from those channels, like I've had as like a regular guest. Well, not regular guest, as a normal guest. Let me say that. Regular implies that they came over and over again.
That's great. Yeah, that's sweet.
So if you're gonna be on this channel, you should know a little bit of lore beyond that.
Yeah, good.
On SSW Network, I'm known as the conspiracy guy. Now, not like real life conspiracies. One's about Star Wars. Like I'm not like thinking like chemtrails are coming after to get us. Nothing like that.
Sure.
My most famous one is the Zillow Ray theory. And here's even a drawing I've done for it. So you got Emperor, you got Zillow Beast, and you got Ray.
Okay.
So you've seen the Star Wars, the 3D animated Clone Wars, and you probably have seen Bad Batch, right?
What was the second one you said? Sorry.
Bad Batch.
No, unfortunately, I haven't watched a lot of Bad Batch. No, I'm so sorry.
This one thing isn't too much of a spoiler, to be honest. But in the Bad Batch, we get the Zillow Beast creature, like the kaiju from the Clone Wars. It comes back, right? And it gets brought in by Mount Tantus, which is this evil secret lair where they're doing experiments to help try to bring back the Emperor from the dead, like cloning or whatever. Now, we see that the Emperor Palpatine, like, he had an interest in the Zillow Beast. And I'm like, why are they taking in the Zillow Beast? Are they going to be experimenting with the Zillow Beast? Are they going to be experimenting with Zillow Beast DNA because it can absorb electricity and become more powerful? Sounds like something that'll be beneficial to old, laser fingers, right?
That's true, actually, yeah.
Now, if the reanimated clone Emperor is the grandfather / father because Dathan, the father of Rey, is technically a clone of the Emperor. Long story. They get into it and get it into the novels.
Yeah.
But if she's genetically related to him, what if she's part Zillow Beast like he is?
Oh shoot! Oh no!
So in Last Jedi, she gets a bad burn on her shoulder. In the next movie, it's not there. Now, the real life reason it's not there is because they're like, oh, this one of the strap covers the burn marks, but they put it in the wrong spot. It's not high enough.
That's crazy.
But in our crazy nerd brains, we're just like, we have to explain it. We have to explain it with a convoluted reason.
Yeah.
So if it's not there, that means that she healed. Healed like a lizard. In the next movie, she's able to calm the Vex snake. And I joke around saying that's lizard recognized lizard. I mean, I know technically snakes are not lizards. Don't get me. Don't at me. And when she sees an evil version of herself, the evil version of herself has sharp razor teeth like a lizard does.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, the joke I keep saying is one day the lizard will arise. It'll be like she goes Super Saiyan. Instead of turning into a monkey, she turns into a lizard.
Dude, I don't know if I could be there for that premiere. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You can see why this is like the the thing that people like know me for. Like,
Oh no, listen, like you can attend. I'll meet you up afterwards. We'll have a drink afterwards, maybe or something.
well, I'm just saying, if any of this gets alluded to or confirmed, I feel like I'm owed a check personally by Disney Lucasfilm.
I
To crack
agree.
the code before.
I fully agree.
Is there anything else say about this batshit conspiracy?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, so
But listen, I'm
here's a
proud of you.
conspiracy that I think is maybe a little more plausible. Okay, so a conspiracy that I have is that the alien universe, like Alien, Aliens, Prometheus, is in the same continuity as Star Wars.
Nice.
Because think about this. Why are there so many humans in the Star Wars universe?
I mean,
You never really thought about it, have you?
yeah, no, I haven't. I mean, I guess it's like the whole, like, created by humans. There's got to be humanoids in it. Like,
Right. They're just like, we don't want to spend more money on prosthetics.
Repeat that? What's that?
We don't want to spend more money on prosthetics. Just get a bunch of British extras.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
Well, if you have seen the movie Prometheus, you know that it establishes in that continuity that the engineers are directly involved in why humans sprouted out of like the evolutionary pool, right? Like they helped engineer them in that continuity, which is a fascinating like sci-fi concept. And like just having that explanation makes it easier to try to explain why there's so many humans in the Star Wars universe and why there's so many humanoid creatures that can be impregnated by humans.
Wow.
Like, if I went to just hypothetically, I went to a far distant galaxy and I just happen to find a creature that looks like a human, there's no way that we will be able to have a baby with each other. Like, there's not enough of our genetics that are the same for us to produce a child, right?
Okay.
So if we're saying the engineers are behind, they put the same ingredient for all the humanoid creatures. Like they took something that was not humanoid, and they, Pokemon evolved them with their secret soup. Then that means that we can have all the humanoid creatures around the galaxy that can have children with each other.
Yeah.
I know it's a little out there, but
No.
it also links another Disney-owned franchise, Avatar. Avatar,
Right.
like they also very humanoid creature, the Na'vi. And if you read the script written by James Cameron for the original Avatar movie, he describes one of the creatures as being like capital A alien. So even he's running with the kind of idea that Avatar exists in the same universe as the Alien franchise, like as a xenomorph. Now, this is where it gets even crazier. If you read Darth Vader comics, there is a creature they introduced called, I think, the Gracchus, and everything about them is supposed to be an homage to like xenomorph, like how they have like these little creatures that like do the body impregnation, and it comes out like a big monster that eats. They put them into sacks on the wall. How they hunt. And I'm like, we can just say that's just a genetic cousin of the xenomorph. Like we can just say that.
Yeah, I like it. That's good. I can live with that one.
You're just like, okay, I might see that movie.
I'm good with that one. Maybe the less of the other one. No.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna warn you.
Oh shoot.
The
Oh shoot.
checkpoint is like, okay, Eric, you need therapy. Okay. So we all accept that 1000% Luke Skywalker wanted to snatch his sister.
Say it again, Luke.
Luke Skywalker undoubtedly wanted to have a romantic / sexual relationship with his sister. Like,
Yeah.
we all accept this. And we know that George and team didn't think ahead or plan ahead when they made this retcon of like them being siblings.
Yeah.
Now, my very basic conspiracy around this is that Leia also had an attraction to her brother. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're just like, well, that kiss was just to make Han jealous, right? That's all that was. So, if the deleted scene doesn't contradict the universe or the movie, I say it happened. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
Wait, say this again. If the
If a deleted scene for a movie doesn't contradict the universe and it doesn't contradict the movie itself, then that means that the deleted scene happened.
I don't know.
Okay. What I'm getting at is that there's a deleted scene that leads up before they have the kiss. You can tell it's not like mastered quickly, like the audio is a little off, and there's a lot of film grain. But it's an interaction between Luke and Leia where Leia talks about how I was worried about you in that snowstorm and how you got injured. He's like, oh, you were worried. And they get real flirty in the scene, and they get like centimeters away from kissing before Han and Chewbacca are even in the room. And R2-D2 beeps and cock blocks, and they don't kiss. So, and right after that, Han walks into the room. Like everything works seamlessly. It's always a surprise.
That is the weirdest deleted scene, bro. Like that's
you can see part of it in the original Empire Strikes Back trailer. There's a shot in the trailer where Luke and Leia are about to kiss, and it's from that deleted scene. Like they were thinking about using it in like production.
That's really crazy.
So
that's honestly crazy.
Obviously, I feel like if they left that scene, they would have never retconned that they were siblings. Like they're just like, this is too weird. This is too much. We're going too much for the love triangle.
I am very grateful that was not included. I would be hating watching this.
I mean, it's already pretty awkward with the first two. I mean, even with the third, it's definitely awkward. Now, this final conspiracy I'm going to tell you about, I don't believe. I don't believe at all. But my brain went there, and I'm just like, this is too funny not to bring up to people. Like, to me, this is hilarious. Supreme Leader Snoke?
Okay.
Mutt Williams? From Indiana Jones? Played by Shia LaBeouf in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Okay.
Same person.
No. No.
I was making a joke saying like, no, that's impossible. I mean, yes, it is impossible, but that's why it's funny. So, if you remember Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which everyone does, you remember that interdimensional beings show up at the end. They come to Peru. Interdimensional beings show up to Peru, and like they just kind of fly away after being discovered. And all of our heroes like, well, that was that. let's go home and let's do a wedding. And I'm like, which one of these characters from that movie seems like he would go back to investigate? To me, that's Mutt. Mutt is green around the gills. You know, he wants to be like his daddy. He wants that adventure more. He wants it more. He can't just go back to America and go greaser style.
Yeah, like he would want to press on.
Yeah, so he goes to Peru. He collects maybe a chunk of alien painting, and he gets abducted, either while he's in Peru, in America, or serving in Vietnam. Maybe they weren't able to recover the body because, like we see in Dial of Destiny, you know, they say he's dead, right?
Right.
He gets abducted by these aliens, and they start to do experiments on him, so they look more like their alien race. So he becomes gray and lanky and bald. They stab a cybernetic implant into his brain to tap into his hatred of not having that father in his life. So then when he becomes the template for more pickled Snokes, and he starts tempting Kylo Ren to the dark side, he lives vicariously through Kylo. He says, your dad looks like my dad, and I want my dad to be dead.
No.
Obviously, I don't believe this, but I'm just like, this is too funny not to say when I have a guest on.
That's hilarious. You crazy.
And you know what? This whole idea popped in my head, like kind of by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember I was on a podcast and I was defending Last Jedi, and I was saying we don't need to know Snoke's backstory because that's like one of the major issues a lot of fans have with that movie is that we didn't know what Snoke was about. And I'm like, well, we don't need to see Snoke when he was young. We don't need to see him when he was a greaser. And that was just a joke. Then I rewatched Key to Crystal Skull, and it all started clicking together. But yeah, the whole Mutt Snoke thing is obviously silly and is a joke. But it has led to another joke of now obviously we know Kylo has the Knights of Ren, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the mods, which are basically greasers in Book of Boba Fett, become the riders of Snoke? They become Sith-themed greasers. All right. Now, obviously, I've been rambling a lot, but I want to prod you a little more on your nerddom. What would you say is like the one thing about you as a Star Wars fan where you're just like, no one's going to touch this one aspect of my Star Wars nerddom just by this one thing, like the dedication or like something you made or something like that?
Okay, yeah. I am still a lover of a lot of legends. Specifically, like I guess it's the 2004 Clone Wars multimedia project.
Okay, yeah, I'm very familiar.
And so I tried compiling like out of Wikipedia like a more complete timeline of like what books and short stories and games and what have you are like right after one another and how to read it and play the games in like a proper timeline order. I'm not going to say it's like 100% to the T accurate, but I spent a lot of time on that and have collected a lot of the comics, books, and games. And it was like my dream as a kid to even like have access to a lot of those things. And so I was able to achieve that. And that definitely is something where I'm like, damn, like I can't deny that speaks to my level of like love for Star Wars. So yeah. Okay.
It's part of that line. I just happen to have it.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like that's really impressive. I can only imagine going down that rabbit hole. Like you're trying to follow. Like, let's say you try to present that to somebody that has never seen Star Wars. Can you imagine how like absolutely confused they would be?
Oh yeah, because I mean, like I literally have like in my one room like a bookshelf, and it's like I tried to put the novel in the right time, like timeline, and like short stories from the magazines, and yeah, I it's like one of those things where I'm like, I got that deep invested into it, and it's been really satisfying. I think honestly, my biggest takeaway from it all is like, because I'm an artist myself, so I love that people created art on top of Star Wars, and a lot of it is actually pretty good in terms of legend stuff. Like, in my opinion, like a lot of these writers were incredible artists in their own right, you know? Like, because it takes, I would say, a great degree of skill to like expand upon the universe, you know?
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And also to weave it in, like not just with like callbacks, but also thematically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
the one thing that I feel like I could say, other than having a Star Wars podcast, which definitely a small minority of Star Wars fans, is that I've written a 132-page fan script rewrite of Episode 9 the way I would have written it.
Good. I like that. That's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, if you're interested, I'll make sure to send you a link. I put it on AO3. I put it on Internet Archive, and I can also send it by email. Like I have a Drive folder of it.
Yeah,
So
dude, I'll definitely do
huge dedication. Took me a while to work on it because like I was playing around with ideas for the script back like a week after the movie came out.
it. Yeah.
And I'll keep sitting on it. I'll work on other projects and I'll keep like pecking at it. And then like I got serious around like 2 years ago. Be like, okay, I'm gonna try to like actually make something that's like really good.
Dope. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Did you have fun while doing it?
Yeah. I had a lot of fun. There was things that I learned I did not know just to do research on certain characters. Matter of fact, a character that I'm probably going to mention when we get to opinions gets brought up. Like one thing I like asking my guests is, what is their favorite, least favorite, and underrated when it comes to different media when it comes to Star Wars? So, how would you categorize that for film? What's your favorite, least favorite, and underrated?
Ooh. For the
Notice I
films,
didn't say worst. I feel like worst is a little too negatively charged. Like, imagine if someone asked you, "What's the worst of the original trilogy?" You're just like, "Well, I love all of them." It seems,
mhm.
kind of makes feel like this is the worst. That's
So
why I
you're
like
saying favorite film.
yeah, favorite Star Wars film, least favorite Star Wars film, and what do you think is underrated?
Mm. I mean, I already can boil it down between like the first six for sure. I I'm trying to think. Actually, I'll go there. I think Phantom Menace is one of my favorites. Um,
Fair enough.
I really love the battle scenes, um, and yeah, especially Qui-Gon Jinn as a character.
Mm.
Um, yeah, those are things that stand out to me. I think he has like some of the most profound like Jedi philosophy and wisdom. Um, and then I think least favorite.
Right, right.
Wow. Maybe and there's I have like I could keep going on about episode one why I like it, but least favorite would probably be maybe either I would say 6, maybe.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi, maybe.
All right. In your
But
underrated?
maybe like 6 or like 4. And here's the thing that sucks about that for me is like I think 4 is just like it's like a bit boring at times, but then it's not. It's also really exciting. It flows
I
really
mean, it
well.
also came out in the 70s, so like,
What's that?
I mean, its pacing is like very 70s, so it makes sense. And I
Yeah,
think we're also spoiled because when we revisit the movie, like we know all the beats,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like when you know it forwards and backwards, it feels plain. Like if
yes.
you were to show
There's
it as to
that.
an adult, and it's like, oh wow, this is pretty brisk. We're just
Yeah,
like we're quoting every line when it pops up.
yeah. And you know what? I scratch all that. Like, we'll just least favorite would be the 9th one for sure.
Okay,
Right?
that's
Yeah, I don't know
absolutely
why.
fair. And
I
you underrated. Yeah,
underrated. Yeah, I mean, back to our original conversation about Attack of the Clones. I think it's super underrated.
okay, I got quick answers. Favorite, Last Jedi, love that movie. Least favorite, Holiday Special. I can't even begin to tell you how many problems are in that movie. And my underrated is surprisingly the uh, Caravan of Courage. I think if you just look at it as a kids movie, it's actually like
Oh,
pretty well done. I think
nice. Yeah,
I
yeah. I
think
like the.
yeah, I think Battle of Endor, like it's nowhere near as like well made as a film. But I'm like,
Yeah,
but Caravan of Courage, I rock with, and Mace Tawani, the main character, his sister Sindel, um, he's in my episode 9 script. So that's why,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's very different. But I thought, oh, that would be a good way to at least partially canonize like something that is like associated with strictly with legends.
That's cool.
Um, so
That's
yeah,
really cool. Yeah.
that'd be cool to mention. Uh, who do you have for television? For least favorite, underrated.
I think underrated would be Acolyte, actually.
Okay, fair enough.
Um, favorite. As much as I like really loved Andor,
Mhm.
I think I really love Mandalorian. Um, that might be my favorite.
Yeah.
I think it's just like there's something so like nice about watching it. Like it just offers so much, and like it's weirdly, it's like both exciting and relaxing. I don't know why. Yeah.
I'm
Um.
sorry to get that.
So yeah, I think like, and I even would throw in like, even though it's separate, I mean, Book of Boba Fett as a crossover into Mandalorian, I think it's pretty fun still.
Yeah.
Um. And then least
Least favorite.
favorite. Hmm. I'm blanking on like a lot of this. Do you mind if I like quick look?
It's totally fine if you say Resistance. I will not begrudge you for picking that one.
Oh yeah, yeah. That would be it.
Like, I
That
don't
would
think
be
it's a
it.
terrible show. Like, there's just moments where I'm just like, okay, this feels like a little too kiddie. I'm like, we could like hike up the stakes because I think individual characters are cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, my least favorite would be Resistance, as you probably can guess. My favorite is Andor, but it wasn't for a while. For a while, it
Nice.
was Obi-Wan Kenobi, but after the second season, it kind of topped it off for me. Like if it was just
Nice.
season one, it wouldn't be my favorite. It would be my second favorite.
That's sweet.
But like I just really love like how dynamic and well done the second season of Andor is.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
my
The
underrated,
fact the fact that it leads right in, right?
right. I would say my underrated is the Gennady Tartakovsky Clone Wars because like obviously there's a lot of
Ooh.
people that grew up with it in my age
Sick.
range, but like a lot of after my age range don't really know about it.
Yeah.
So I feel like just because of that, like it's I mean, thankfully it's on Disney Plus, but it's still like it's becoming more of a unseen gem by a lot of the Star Wars fans because of that.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if they got Genny Tartakovsky to do a sequel era cartoon? I would watch the shit out of that. I would be there
Same.
day one.
Same. Yeah. 100%.
Now, you mentioned that you're into literature. Do you have a favorite, least favorite when it comes to the novels?
Oh yeah, favorite would probably be like Shatterpoint.
Okay, all right, all right.
Let me see. I had written this down somewhere.
I was like, I don't think I've ever had a guest bring their own notes.
What's that?
I don't think I've ever had a guest come on that had their own notes written. I think you're the first.
Dude, I know. Shatterpoint, favorite novel. Oh yeah, that and like maybe Republic Commando.
Okay. It's a little more of a pull, but I respect it.
And then some of the even though like they were like kids books, I liked the Boba Fett books a lot when I was younger too.
All right. Do you have a least favorite when it comes to novels? You're just like, this one I really feeling this one.
Nothing that comes to mind. I mean, there's bad ones for sure. Like for example, it's kind of like pulling teeth to try to get through this one right now from the Clone Wars multimedia project. It's called like Jedi Trial.
Hmm.
It's good. It's just like it's not great.
See, if you were an older reader, I thought you might say like Crystal Star. The
Oh,
Bantam era. That's the one that people rag on from the previous
I haven't.
generation.
What like part of Star Wars is it in?
It's Luke and Leia already have their kids, but they're very young. So it's after Battle of Endor.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Um,
So
so yeah,
it was a bad
yeah,
novel.
a lot of. I mean, a lot of people like a lot of the Bantam books, but that's like the one most people agree on. It's like, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like if you're going to be into the Clone Wars push in the early 2000s, you have to like be well read in comics, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like I'm more well read on like the Legends comics as it relates to like the Republic ones.
Okay. So, do you have any strong feelings to specific titles?
I do.
Okay.
um, I loved let's see, Jango Fett Open Seasons,
Never heard of it.
as well as Outlander,
Okay.
Emissaries to Malastare, Twilight,
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Rite of Passage. I enjoyed. Starfighter Crossbones was great. Yeah.
Okay. So this one I can actually speak a little bit to because I do read comics. I'm a comic nerd. Don't really read novels like that. I really like the Poe Dameron series they did a couple years back. I thought that
Okay.
was really
Nice.
well done. A comic that I was not really feeling was they did a solo Mace Windu series. Not the newest one, the older one from like I think 2018.
Okay. Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, like it read like kind of just like a regular Clone Wars episode. But I'm real particular when it comes to art.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't like, if I really don't like the art, like I'm kind of like turned off. So
Yeah, dude,
and
I'm too.
I got nothing wrong, no issue with the artist himself because like I've seen him do work that I was like, okay, that's pretty good. But I'm like, this Yoda's face is like shanked up, bro. What are we doing? I'm sorry, man.
Dude, no,
Uh,
that totally makes sense. Yeah, that makes
uh,
sense.
and obviously, I'm assuming you would put a bounty hunter in an underrated category of video games. Do you have a favorite, least favorite when it comes to video games?
Still got my notes. Um, I I've written out like yeah, I would say like probably like my top favorites were KOTOR,
Okay.
um, Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles,
Ooh.
Battlefront 1 and 2 from 2004, 2005,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I was right there.
um, Republic Commando. Um, the Clone Wars game was pretty good. The Force Unleashed I really enjoyed. And believe it or not, I really loved Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcasts, the Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. I remember eating up New Droid Army as a kid on the Game Boy Advance. Also, the Jedi Power Battles on Game Boy Advance was pretty good.
Is there
Um,
one that you really don't like?
um, oh yeah, I mean it was like Game Boy, original Game Boy, and it was just like I don't know what like it's just like I think it's Luke on like a tauntaun at one point. I think it must have been like episode 5 or something, and it was on the Game Boy, just regular Game Boy, and then like Yoda Stories was terrible. Um, yeah,
You just unlocked a memory of forgot that existed. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that's
wait, wait,
absolutely.
wait. What is that? What is that?
You just unlocked a memory of like I forgot that existed. The Yoda stories.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I think there should be more Yoda Stories memes.
Yes. So when it comes to games, I do really like the was it the Jedi Fallen Order series with Cal Kestis.
Nice.
I think that's a lot of fun. Um, I really enjoy the recent Skywalker the Clone Skywalker Saga Lego game.
Okay.
Um, I
Yeah.
think people give it too much hate because of like the microtransaction kind of thing and like all the things you can download, which people levied heavy at a game like the recent Battlefront 2 game. But I'm like I'm just focusing as just the game itself, like what you play. I'm focusing on that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if we're just focusing on that, I think it's really fun. As like this huge open world. Me as like playing the original Lego Star Wars game, couldn't imagine like all the opportunities these youngins have with this recent installment. So
Right.
you get all
Okay.
these hub worlds. Back in my
Nice.
day, we were stuck in the diner.
Yeah, no, that's so true. That's so true. But it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and
It was
like
great.
for the time, it was real good, and like it still holds up as like a fun game.
Yeah.
But it just nowhere near as intricate as like the newest installment.
Nice. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that one I might give the edge to say underrated, but not really because it's still very big. Um, and I never had a Star Wars game that I played that I was like, okay, this is bad. I mean, I guess I haven't played enough. I mean, I guess I would just throw it to Terrace Kassad because everyone else hates it.
Oh God. But you know what's funny is I played a decent amount of that with some of my friends like growing up, and
Right.
I don't even remember it being that bad. And then I rewatched like videos, and I was like, how did I enjoy this? Like
It's all you had.
yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
guess
you can give a cardboard box to like a 5-year-old and they'll have a blast.
That's a really good point.
Is there anything you want to mention or anything you want to ask me before we get to the glut shitto of the episode?
Well, I would love to come back someday. Maybe share.
Yeah, open invitation, my brother.
What's that?
Yeah, open invitation.
Wonderful. Yeah,
I mean, it'll probably be a while before I like normally, unless it's my dad, I try to wait a while before I bring back guests. But yeah, like as long as you are still kicking and healthy, there's a good chance I'm just like, hey, you want to do this?
Yeah, no, I would love that. I would love to share some more of my collection one day, maybe. And yeah, even
I can show you something off my collection. I can show you my swole Jar Jar.
That's sick, dude.
I found it at a thrift store, and I'm like, is that a swole Jar Jar? I was like, what the hell is going on here? I've never seen this line in my life.
Yeah, it's super swole. It's swole, yeah, dude. Yeah, I think like I would love to just support you, and like if you don't mind, like if I can quick share a little spiel about what I've been up to. If that's all right with you. Yeah. I'm in a blues rock band. We cover modern and classic rock, from like Arctic Monkeys to the Strokes to Beatles and Rolling Stones, called the Wicks. The band's called the Wicks. And then I currently work as a barista and just cafe dude in Fells Point at Sacre Sucre. Mm-hmm. And it's a really, really lovely place. So you should come visit. And
can you repeat the name of the coffee shop?
It's called Sacre Sucre.
Okay, Sacre Sucre. Okay.
And then I am starting a business / brand called Homies, all caps. And it's my buddy and I's attempt to embody like who we are as individuals and friends. Like we're homies together, and we encourage one another, support one another. And we want to invite people into that kind of culture and vision and mission that like when you come hang out with the homies, you're one of us and you're welcome here. So very inclusive vision, and we do music, coffee, and fashion. But currently the way we're starting out is pop-ups, so pop-up events. And so it's basically like a sober, curious third space where you can come and have a social hour with your friends. And I don't know.
I've never heard the expression sober curious.
Yeah, you've never.
No, I've never heard the expression sober curious.
Look, we'll come back to that in 1 second. So the idea though is like this is happening in like Australia, Europe, Asia. People are meeting in cafes and listening to DJ house music and enjoying coffee and hanging out and connecting and meeting people. So it's a positive space to be. Anyway, sober curious, to get to that, is because like there's a lot of people that aren't buying into the whole being advertised, I need this alcoholic beverage to connect with others or like to have fun, right? Like you know what I mean? So there's like kind of this rise in understanding that like a lot of people, no matter what generation you're from, they've been able to like walk out of like they need to be in a place with alcohol to have fun, basically. And so it's been really cool for me, for many reasons, to actually build this, because I'm a big coffee lover and lover of people and want people to succeed in life. And but yeah, that's homies in a nutshell. So those are the big things that I'm up to in my life right now.
So I think I can quickly make you happy, then quickly make you disappointed.
That's okay.
I don't drink alcohol, like, at all. I don't care for coffee.
That's okay. No
You like
worries at
how I
all.
had that back to back.
That's fine.
I do like tiramisu. I do mess with tiramisu.
I mean, we know that, like, it's interesting. Like, there's never gonna be like this perfect, like, we have something for everyone. But I definitely think
I mean, do
the
you have tea?
social. What's that?
Do you have tea?
It's gonna be in the works. It's gonna be in the works because like I basically can admit to you that like you got to start somewhere, you know.
Or like, what if I bring my own tea bag?
Oh, dude, yeah, like of course. Just don't show up with drugs and alcohol.
I don't do drugs.
No, no, I'm just playing with you. But yeah,
Yeah.
just like we know that we need to provide something additional for those that aren't coffee drinkers, but you know, at least the early stage, like don't expect much there from us, but like we're gonna obviously provide good vibes and current encouraging space. And then it matters to us to make sure that like people have something to enjoy, that we want to provide other things that, you know, non-coffee drinkers want to enjoy as well. So, but ultimately, right, like just hopping on this wave of positivity and encouragement, and you know, there's something to be said for like the loneliness epidemic in you know, globally, but I think also like very much so in the US. And we really have found a way of like not only being ourselves, and everything like we've kind of worked for in our lives has kind of culminated to this. We found a way of just like, this is who we are and what we would do anyway, but we want to welcome more and more people into it, and really help people through this process of like building like a brand and a business that goes beyond just profit, you know. So
All right. I mean, I think that's a noble and kind endeavor to go upon, especially when, you know, there is this loneliness epidemic. I can't read that.
homies.
Okay, but I was saying, especially when there's a you know, epidemic of loneliness, especially of you know, younger straight men that spend too much time online actually interacting with real people. So I think that's a beautiful thing. Now,
Cheers.
you ready for club shadows?
Let's do it.
Okay. Do you know the name Caribdis?
Carib
Yeah,
dis?
Caribdis.
Oh no.
Would you like to see an image of
Oh yeah,
Caribdis?
of course. That's wild. Wait, where from?
Okay.
In the
So,
background somewhere for sure.
I mean, you've heard the terminology "glut-shido," right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
So
like
Caribdis,
nonsense
okay,
characters.
it just very small, doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
Charybdis is a fearsome bounty hunter who had sensory organs of his species, the Scylla, and he was situated in an array with large teeth, meaning he had to use his sensory organs to see. He had, you know, open. He also had to use. He had to open his mouth to see more. because apparently his eyes are behind his teeth.
Oof.
He also wore a sensory dome, which helped him gather data. He owed the Spicer runner Vissel in favor of receiving aid from him for capturing a bounty. And in 35 ABY, he was president of the Spice Runners Den on Kijimi City on the planet Kijimi. He repaid his favor owed to Vissel and several other smugglers off-world shortly after the planet was destroyed by the Sith Eternal.
What a guy. What a guy.
Here's the character again.
What is this in Clone Wars?
No. So you remember the planet Kijimi, right?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Episode 9.
I wiped that out.
Okay. You remember how they retconned that the most famous Latino in Star Wars was a drug dealer in Poe Dameron?
That's hilarious. Yeah.
You remember that happened, right? They're just like, oh, we got to go see, Zori Bliss. She knows how we can crack open the skull of C-3PO and we can translate the dagger.
Yeah.
Okay. That planet is called Kijimi. And there's a den in the main city where you have all these bounty hunters and they walk through and you see John Williams like as a bartender. One of these creatures is Caribdis, who is this bounty hunter with these giant teeth.
What a guy. What a guy.
How do you feel about Caribdis?
I think we need a spin-off for sure.
Yeah. That's a common thing that's said on our channel where people like find out about Glup Shitter. You're just like, I want the show. I want the comic. I want the book dedicated to this Glup Shitter.
It's gonna be my Halloween costume.
I mean, he is gnarly. But yeah, he is just a gnarly creature. Just these, like, the teeth. I'm like, obviously are like that's the thing that's the attractive thing about this character. What makes us want to keep looking at this Chad, right?
The teeth. Love me some good teeth, man.
And now, what I find interesting is now the designer of this character was a sculptor named Ivan Benzella, and Ivan Benzella named the creature Caribdis, and the creature actual species is Scylla, because those are both names of sea monsters from Greek mythology. Like they're homophones.
Oh.
His first name is Carib, and his second name is Dis. Now, Dis is a word that speaks very much to me because I'm a huge lover of hip hop. So who's dissing who is always on my mind.
Nice. I love that.
And another thing that I find interesting, even though it's spelled differently, is that his first name is Carib. But I'm like, wait, isn't Carib like the fake chocolate?
That's crazy, dude.
So, do you think this character is still alive? Like, do you think he was able to get off the planet before it was shot with a laser and exploded? I mean, we saw multiple characters that were part of that bounty hunter ring that escaped, including Zori Bliss. Even Babu Frick survived.
Do you know of his whereabouts?
No. The last thing we know is that he was on that planet. But I'm going to assume he was able to get off.
I think a better question is, do we want him?
I didn't realize how much of a double entendre that sounded, me saying this man got off. I'm saying he got off the planet.
Do we want to see him again is the biggest question. Because
I mean, you do. You want to
will it into existence.
I mean, you definitely want to see him again. You're saying let's get the Caribdis TV show for the spinoff.
Yeah. I definitely want that.
What do you think his personality is like?
Um, a bit impersonable, like struggles to connect
Hmm.
with others. Um, just because like there's just like an intensity there. But then if you really get to know him, he's actually got a really sweet disposition.
Hmm.
It's like
Do we?
somebody that would care behind those teeth.
Yeah. Now, obviously, there's not much mobility with his mouth. It's pretty rigid the way it's designed, right?
Yeah.
Does he speak?
Oh, I actually have no clue. Do you know?
No. I mean, it's also
Like
weird to think that
it's
every
just like
time he closes his mouth, he's blinking. If he's able to
yeah,
close his mouth at all, because like I just think the teeth are just always exposed.
yeah. Whoa, he's a mouth
Like,
breather.
yeah, I don't think Homeboy has any gums
Yeah, yeah.
or lips really.
Like the doctors are like worried about his sleep patterns and sleep
Mhm.
hygiene.
Oh yeah, like sleep apnea. You know,
Yeah,
like all the rumors you've heard about the spiders about going into mouth, they all go to him.
yeah. That's crazy.
I'm interested to see what the top. I'll make sure to. Oh, I mean, I'll put it in the edit. What's under his head? Like, obviously, he has like this dome. Like, what kind of texture is underneath there? Like, does it just look like the skin around his teeth? Is it sticky?
Probably
Does he have
sticky.
hair?
I wanted to say sticky actually. I was thinking like somewhat gelatin
Mm.
like a mousse.
Like a moose? I think I'll say like a blobfish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How jacked up is the rest of his body? Does he have
Yeah,
platelets? Is he covered in scars?
the cartilage, like a shark or something.
So you think like underneath his outfit, it just looks like the white soft part of like when you bite into fried chicken. Like it's just all of that like neck down. That sounds horrible.
Hey, but he's already taking a lot of blows for the team. I mean, he's swallowing the spiders.
I mean, I assume he can't chew either. So like
Man,
everything you have to have is like blended drink.
oof. Blended drink life's not fun, man.
Yeah, like imagine you have more teeth than there are in the room, like more teeth enamel material, but there's no chewing with them.
None.
I mean, like I guess I mean, they look pretty sturdy. Like I don't think
Yeah,
anyone's gonna be able to knock out those teeth, and like if he has a building fall on him. So imagine like he could just be a nutcracker. He could just take a nut and just crack it over his own teeth, and he'll be fine. He's like, oh look, I got pecans.
yeah. Maybe it's a nut diet. Yeah, it's a nut diet.
So obviously, you will want to see him again. Would you just want to see him go into more bounty hunting? Would you want to see him join the resistance?
I'm thinking like ex bounty hunters, Love Island.
So you're saying you want Love Island for former bounty hunters. So like, would
Yeah,
this be like a televised event? Like it would be like on like the
yeah, yeah.
Hollow TV?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So is he like a contestant or is he the Bachelor?
He's the Bachelor.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
I
like,
mean,
I've left behind my old ways,
yeah.
and
He
I'm
he
ready to
got in
settle
trouble.
down.
He got in trouble, and he abandoned the life. He had to do some community service
Yep.
because, like, as soon as the First Order and Final Order are defeated, like the Resistance, like has to make a new government. Like, they have to make some kind of body. So instead of the New Republic, it'll probably be the New Republic or whatever.
Yep.
Or I
I
think I
mean,
think I think alternative name that could be good is the Commonwealth.
yeah. There's also like maybe ex pod racers, you know,
Oh,
just all the underworld.
ooh, okay, all right.
It's like finally like they're just trying to pull their shit together and no, I'm just
So
I'm
we're
just spitballing.
going into the idea that because of his appearance, he's as the kids would say, he got no bitches.
But do we
There's
really
been no
know?
play in his life.
But do we really know?
No, we don't know. We don't know. But maybe this is the time where he has had sex, but he's never found love, and that's ultimately what he wants. Like as he's approaching middle age, he's like, I'm not going to be around forever. I want someone to settle down with. I want someone to have my toothy babies.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because I mean, another crazy thing, like, and I know that you know this, is like, Coyote Monday. Like, how does he have just multiple
Oh,
wives?
harem? Yeah, he has a harem.
Yeah.
I think it's just exclusively because of like how the culture set up. Like if he didn't have that, if he didn't have the culture, like I don't think he's gonna be pulling anybody.
And that's
I,
what I'm saying is what we don't know about. What is his name again? Camden?
Caribdis. Caribdis.
Caribdis. He's like, what's the culture like from
Um,
Nutcracking Teeth Land?
oh my god. I'm glad you're here because I would have never thought of making a Star Wars bounty hunter, former bounty hunter, like finding love television series, especially with this man. That is gold.
Yeah, dude. We'll see what happens.
Do you have any final things you want to say about Caribdis? Maybe you want to talk about how built he is or his outfit, or do you just want to close out and like talk about I don't know, just something random.
Well, I guess like not necessarily about Caribdis, but I think like that is one of the things that I love about Star Wars all along, right? It's just like, wow, like was it like Ben Burt, right? Like created all those sounds and just yeah, the fact that there's such creativity behind the creatures and aliens and it's pretty. I do think it's pretty exciting. I think it's really impressive that there's like so much that goes into it beyond just like they're in the background. There's like definitely like lore thought out and that kind of thing. But no, I don't. I don't need to talk. I don't need to talk about my man Caribdis anymore.
Yeah. I thought something that I could mention that you probably have not heard of. Are you familiar with the name Leigh Brackett?
Mm-mm.
So Leigh Brackett was one of the writers for that we know completely for certain that she was one of the writers for Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, okay.
And they made sure to put her name on the poster because just a few months before the movie was released, she passed away.
Whoa.
But if she didn't die, there's a good chance they wouldn't have put her name on it. And there's a whole like not like a crazy conspiracy, to be honest. It's more about people are very aware that George Lucas in his early days had a lot of trouble with writing, narratives. Like he was a good idea person, but like going from point A to point B and writing dialogue, people have talked about like, even Harrison Ford was just like, you can write this, but you can't make people say it, right? A lot of people think that Leigh Brackett did some ghostwriting for the first movie. Leigh Brackett, it wasn't just the one that did script writing. She was also a science fiction author, one of the most important back in the day. And a lot of ideas that she like introduced in her writing that wasn't much around show up in the original movie. Like one thing that I'm just like, okay, there has to be something here, is that she and her husband were the first ones to come up with the idea of like when they describe going into hyperspace, the stars stretch outward.
Nice.
And I'm like, there's no way that's just a coincidence. There's no way.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. So how do you say her name? Leigh Brackett?
Yeah, Leigh Brackett. I'll make sure to send you a video of someone like breaking down like whether or not she did do some ghostwriting. I'm not saying like George Lucas is like a hack or whatever. I'm just saying I feel like he has more hands to help him out than maybe a lot of people realize, especially
I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I just thought that would be a cool thing to mention. Sometimes I bring it up on more recent episodes. But I'm glad to have you, Blake. And I will say another thing is that if you're on my channel, you get a rap name. Everyone that's been on my channel has gotten a name that's a play on an actual rapper's name.
Okay.
So your rap name is Blake, aka Blizzy Blake. The sex god.
Blizzy Balake. Let's go.
Blizzy Blake. Yep.
Blizzy Blake. I like it, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you're wondering, my rap name is ECE.
What is it?
ECE, because I'm Eric.
I like it.
Yeah, so
that's so good.
Once again, thank you for being on the channel, and I'll talk to you another time.
Sounds good, brother. Be well.